Hello, welcome to the channel, welcome back to the channel. And today, I think I'm going to try and get the horns done. I feel bad for giving you a little bit of a teaser in the last video about having cheapest air horns and not actually getting them done. So, I'm going to try and get them done now for you, because I don't like leaving you hanging. This is the plan anyway, this is my plan, So these are going to get up here, bolted in the back of there like that. Now I know I can get to the back of here if I tilt the cab. I've measured out a piece of alley. What I'm going to do is, because they only weigh about 1.5 kilos with 1600 grams. I don't know what that is in ounces or whatever anyone else uses. I don't want that hanging on just fiberglass. You think how much weight that's going to be bouncing around when you go over the bumps and stuff. There's a lot of movement. I'm going to have a big piece of alley. There's a spreader plate on the top. I'm going to bolt them into the alley, and the alley will sit across, and it'll go across the bottom, and it'll be like full length of the horns, and about 6 inches wide, so full length. So then when that bolts up, that's going to pull it all together nice and tight, and when it's bouncing on that size square instead of that size square. Better safe than sorry. I don't want to. I know people have just bolted them in with big nuts and washers, but so you might notice cab's not all the way up. Two reasons for that. One, I'm terrified. And two, because I think the pump is low on fluid, and I kind of got it up there and it stopped pumping properly. So I was like, I don't want to send it all the way up and then get it stuck at the top. So what I've done is, because you never work under hydraulic stuff, it's never unsupported. So what I've done is I've propped it. Got a prop on so the cab can't come down while I'm working under there. And plus as well, it's easier for us because I'm short. I can reach up there a bit easier from there. Look at that goodness. Yes. I don't know what this is. It's a plug there. It then runs down here to this, which is connected with two wires together. And to be honest, it's one of those things where I've left it because it's been working. Because it's been working, I've just left it. I love playing with the wagon. If I could hit it off so I could just get paid for playing with the wagon by YouTube videos, I'd be happy with that, because then I'm getting paid by YouTube and Google. So I just asked a couple of people about that wiring and see what comes back. And I'm just up here standing very precariously on this. I really want to get a catwalk on it. I'm figuring out why my exhaust brake doesn't work, and I've figured that out. There's this thing here, which there's a bracket snapped. And there's a pipe that comes off, which is cable tied over here, and I might untie it and put it on and see what happens, because it might be that solenoid's knackered and it's open, it's throwing exhaust brake in constantly, which would be why it be unplugged, but we'll see. So, first jobs, I'll quickly show you. Look at that wasted space there. Someone came to spec with the locker box on the side. I wish mine did. But yeah, so it's going to go up here. The way you can see, it's going to go in here. That's where the plate's going and where the bolts go in. So, got my plate, about to do it. Got my drills, just send the drills through. Next job, I've got these holes drilled. That's the next job. I gotta go up there and drill a hole through that. I need to get a decent light on the camera. So there we go, there's my plate there. I'm just crouched underneath. That's up there. Stainless bolts and washers. Sounds a pound, that one. That's not gonna move anywhere. So, next job, I've got to find out how to get the wiring to it. The wiring for the horn will be doing there somewhere. I also need to find an air feed for it, which I'm sure I'll be able to find one from somewhere. So now the horns are on, they're bolted on place. I'll show you them. They look lovely. Tuck up the way lovely in there, they fit perfect, and I'll be able to scare some passerbys with them. But yeah, so next job is I'm going to take the feed from the horn, which is here, the horn feed, and there's also a fitting in the top of an air tank here, which I'm going to use to supply the air. I'm going to have a T-piece out of this one, so I can run, when I end up running because I'm going to have a pair of horns on the roof and them ones, so I can run the same feed. Straight up an air tank, so it's not going to disturb anything else. I know some people say that air horns aren't accepted as a... Sorry, I've jumped inside. The interiors are pulled apart a bit because I've been fiddling, as I usually do. Playing with me, trying to get my speedo to work. And it's just... I know people don't like, or the people think that air horns aren't acceptable as a main horn. And I've done lots of research, I've looked on the internet, and I've spoke to as many fitters and mechanics on the HGV side as I know, and I can, and just speak to people in the know, and I can't find anything to say that an air horn is not acceptable for an MOT. I am going to leave the original horns on the wagon, just unplugged, because I'm going to put the train horns off the button, which is here, so that's going to go toot toot. That's going to do the train horns instead, and then if I take it for MOT, if the tester doesn't like that it's only got the air horns as the main horn, unplug it from under the grill with the plug, the connector, and then plug that back in, boom, I've got standard horns as a horn again. But if I'm perfectly honest, I would much rather have the air horns than a standard little tooter that it's got at the minute, because if someone's not paying attention and you're trying to get their attention, train horns are going to do it a lot better than a standard little poxy tooter. I think I'm going to do a fix in the carb pump, because I can pump it up. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. It's going up, as you can see. But if I leave it, wait a second, it's going down. So, another thing to fix. Another reason why you never work unsupported hydraulics. Pump it up, pump it up, pump it louder, louder. So next job's the wiring, obviously, as I was saying. I've tilted the carb so I can get in easier. Managed to get the carb up and just pull the water horn wiring off. So I'm going to use 2 of these as a feed for the horn, leave 2 on because it's got 2 sets of wires, and that means if I want to, I can unplug the main horns and plug them in for test if they wanted to, or I could unplug and I can just leave these unplugged if I want to. Cables through, cables on the front end done. I'll show you that in a second. Just in the middle of doing this, and what I'll try and do is I'll try and show you. I don't know how well you're going to see that, but you can see me paws, so that'll do. That one and that one. So I'm just putting the connectors on. These are the boys. These ones, like, I love these fittings. Pain in the arse to use, but they do such a nice job. So you've got to remember with these fittings. The female uses a male connector, and the male connector uses a female connector. It's head battering at times, but you get used to it. And I like how the only one I messed up, genuinely the only one I messed up, was the one I filmed. Because I'm filming, I'm not thinking about it. Sometimes I find if you can't get it in by pushing it in, like if you just get a pair of long nose pliers and you can pull it down and in. So, not ideal, but otherwise you can end up damaging this wire and bending pins and stuff, so that usually works if you're ever fanning a bit with them. Just need the wind on now. So I can see. There we go, so that's plugged in, lovely. One's doing there. And one's doing the back here. Doing the wiring room down there. To the front end, where it's dangling loose at the minute, but it's going to be tied, because it was tied up along here, tied it back up around there, and that's Dory man. And that one is a feed for the side steps, which I need to fix. Side step light, I want to fix that. Also might put a couple small lights in here. I don't know. I like to have a couple markers. So I'm going to have lollipop, possibly a lollipop down there, a couple lollipops at the back, possibly 3 side markers across the roof, a couple of markers in the grill maybe, I don't know. It's all to be thought of. It's all money, and we could just got to see how we'll go. But it is how I've always wanted to do one, so we'll see. We'll see. You never know. Hopefully, hopefully, someone might be able to help me out and sponsor me, or help me out with supplying lights or something. That'd be cool. If anyone knows anyone that's would like to help out. Here's my pipe. Let's get that fitted. I'm gonna run it onto that, and then down there, and then I'm gonna have it nice free, so it can come down and sit into that. Hopefully. So wired in, plumbed. I got, well, the pipes ran. See, pipe runs doing the chassis leg as well, and doing here. It's gonna go into here. Let's get this bung out of here. What's the button? I've got the wrong side. Oh no, I've got the right side. That's good. Please come out. I might have a fiddle with that and see how awkward that's going to be to get out, because I don't want to immobilise the wagon. So there's a pipe. I've got my union that's just turned up today. Push fit connector, which goes into that hole that I took the bung out of. Got some PTFE tape on as always. Get this wound into there. Put the cabs back down because I didn't have the fitting I needed yesterday. So what I did is I just put the bung back in and went home sad that I couldn't test my tutors. Just put this in. That's it cut, nice and clean. Just need to push that into there. I will tidy the wires up and stuff properly in a minute. But push that into there like that. It's not bad actually. Once it's tied up, that needs tied up properly because it's still loose and it needs to be tied into the right holes, but it's alright. It's secure, it's not going to fall off. It's plugged in. Yeah, that's it. Air horns are piped up. Pipe this end up this morning. There you go. It's the next job. Let's get some wind in there and see how lewd they are. 90% of the time I air it up using the compressor, but this tank must do the suspension side and not really do the brakes. So what I'm doing is I'm going into the very first tank, which is here, bottom. There's actually a fitting which comes at the bottom here, which did have this one on, and you can't get adapters to run them, but I am changing the idea. So I've taken that one off because that airs up the first tank. It's what you use for when you're doing recovery. You plug into that tank and then it airs the air brakes up off the wagon in front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take me valve, which I had on the back, put some PTFE tape on it as always. I'm going to screw that into there, and I'm going to put a male PLC fitting on it. And because it's got a tap on it, if anything happens to the PLC fitting, it'll stop. I can stop it, and it just means that please go into there. Yeah, so that'll go into there. Male PLC fitting come up there, and then I don't have to have, because I've got a bit of an extension line, I can just run it off straight off one line, straight in, airs all the tanks up at once. Because this is the first tank and this is the first one the compressor feeds into, so that should make it a lot easier to air it up. I should be able to just jump in and boom, she'll be ready to go. So that's it airing up. I've turned the valve on. There we go. That's airing that tank up, which is the one I used to go into. Which is airing the gearbox and the clutch. Should be airing the bags up. Bags are going up. And hopefully when I jump in, it should say that it's got full air pressure, because all the tanks should be filled. It's the moment of truth. She's all aired up. And we've got wind built up. Mint. So let's... better. It's better. One's definitely louder than the other. The other one's not kicking in properly. Oh, I'm a child. That's definitely loud. So, do we think that The cheap train horns are worth it, definitely. I like them. They do the job, they're cheap, they're loud, they're air horns. And what do you want? The quality of them, 45 quid, I'm not going to complain. And I think I'm going to call it a day. And I hope you enjoyed that video. And I hope I'll put a link in the description below where you can buy those horns from. If you want to buy them, obviously they will still be twin tone. I have obviously modified them, but I've shown you how you can modify them if you want to do it yourself. And how to fit them and what they sound like. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I hope the mic picked it up okay on the sound. So yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that jazz if you want to see more of the lovely ERF Restoration. And I've got plenty more to come. And in the next video, I might even be playing with ERF EC11 and at least one of the Scammels. So we'll come back to you for that soon.